This view is right here at Channel 3, right next to I-55, looking right up towards the I-40 bridge. You see it's just really, really dark there on the left-hand side of your screen as that wall of water essentially is just coming across the river right as we speak. So if there's going to be driving on the bridges right now, I mean, you're going to get to the other side of the bridge. You see cars in the distance there going over the bridge. They're just driving right smack dab into this where visibility is going to go way, way down. So not a night you necessarily want to be out and about doing anything. I know some folks maybe have some date night plans they kind of put on the weekend here as opposed to yesterday from Valentine's Day. So if you're headed out, I mean, just be aware this is going to be rolling through everywhere, and you're going to need the umbrella, and you're going to counter it at some point. It's going to be hazardous road travel. You're likely going to have some standing water on the roads as this comes down really, really heavy for a time. And then once that leading edge, again, passes your location, when I say leading edge, again, it's right along the immediate edge of the storm, right here. Anywhere that line passes, your severe threat ends immediately after that, because it's just the environment changes that drastically. The temperature cools off, your wind shifts, there's no longer any shear. You get a lot of rain for a few hours, but it's right along the leading edge of that line that has the severe potential here for the next few hours. And if you're further east, I mean, if you're in Corinth, you got a few hours till this is going to reach you. It's 6:30 now. I don't think this is moving in for you in Corinth until roughly 9:30, 10 o'clock. So about 3.5 hours from now. So it's going to be a while. We'll still be watching for individual cells out ahead of the line, but it looks to be that the line is kind of taken over the environment right now, and all that fuel out ahead of it is fueling the line of storms now that's moving east. So our plan of attack, our plan of action here is just going to be with you as these severe thunderstorm warnings get issued, cover those for you, and should any additional tornado warnings get issued, we will keep you posted on those as well. Where's Max right now in Storm Tracker 3? Is he coming back across the river yet? Stanley, do you have an update on that? Okay, do we have his feed? Here it is. All right, so Max, can you hear us right now? I don't know if he can or not, but he's coming back across the river here shortly. He's probably coming through West Memphis as we speak. Obviously, it's slow going with all the heavy rain.
Yeah.
I thought I heard him there for a second, but looks like they've gotten out of a little bit. That's good news, but he's coming back across the river in Storm Tracker 3. He's been over in northern Crittenden County as that line moved through Clarksdale and Earl. Max, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, buddy, where are you at right now? I know that the leading edge of this line is coming across the river right now. Are you still in that, or are you out ahead of it now?
Yeah, no, we are still very much in it. It's moving so fast that it just caught up with us. Also, some of the roads around the river aren't the best. But here's a look at basically what we're seeing. We're seeing heavy rain, lightning everywhere. We have seen like 3 cloud-to-ground lightning strikes within the last minute. And it's, cloud-to-ground lightning is lightning that goes from the cloud to the ground, just like it sounds. So we're basically stuck in it. Heavy, heavy rain, lots of flashes of lightning. We're still working to try to get back out ahead of it.
All right, Max, appreciate it. You guys travel safe. Obviously, as Max said, those things are racing 50, 60, close to 70 miles per hour at times. So he was in it for a time. Getting back out ahead of it is tough to do because you can't go 60 miles an hour all the time on those roads, especially when you're in pouring rain. So he's trying to work his way back east, get back out ahead of this line, see if we can get some visibility on this as it moves through Shelby County right now. There is just a ton of heavy rain. You're probably going to start hearing it out of our microphones here in a second because this is right over top of the Mississippi River right now. And it's just going to be loud on the roof right now. You can see, watch the bridge just kind of disappear. I'll see if I can zoom in. You can see the bridge in the distance there.
New tornado warnings coming for northern Haywood and Crockett County.
All right, there's the bridge. Yep, new tornado warning should be coming out in a second. Just watch the bridge disappear there. I got it kind of in the WREG river cam. So if you're in downtown, maybe you're out at a restaurant or something right now, they got the TV on. I mean, it's going to start pouring all across downtown, all across Shelby County here over the next few minutes. Look at that disappear. Just watch the visibility go. That's wild. Hearing the rain start to come down here on top of our roof at Channel 3. See the raindrops on the camera. Look at the green dot on the pyramid. Watch how quickly that goes away. Look at that. I mean, the rain's just coming down in sheets. That's incredible. You can see the sheets even if it's just pitch black outside. Look at the visibility drop. That's wild. Really nasty storms moving in. I mean, that was in the span of 20 seconds. Can't see the pyramid anymore. There goes downtown. Can hear it probably on our microphones now as some of that heavy rain starts to come down. You probably want to be able to see these buildings in the foreground here. Wow, look at all the lightning too. I mean, this is just a nasty, nasty line coming in. Watching for that new tornado warning. Yeah, I see it now.
So
as much as I want to look at this camera view as this comes in, we'll leave that up. We're going to give you the update on this Crockett County. New tornado warning for you. Also northern Haywood County, a part of that. However, it looks like the area of concern on that storm is more so into Crockett County now. I know you probably got alerted for that as well. But if you're in Maury City, over towards Alamo, down the road towards Humboldt, you're in that new tornado warning, which goes until 7:30. It does include, again, northern Haywood County, but the area of concern is really in far western Crockett County right now. So let's look at some velocity data. Jake, you got it pulled up? Or I can do it. I know you're doing other stuff right now.
I have all the information right here.
What's the speed on that?
It's east at 55.
Okay, looks like a fairly significant circulation with that. Probably one of the more significant ones we've seen this evening. It's going to be just west of Maury City. East at 55, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So bear with me for a second. We'll get a new storm track on that. The circulation, again, is almost right on top of you in Maury City. I'm just going to take it straight east through Alamo and over towards Gadsden. Alamo 649. It is 641 right now, so about 8 minutes. That's how fast it's spanning the county in 10 minutes. I know Crockett County is a smaller county, but just gives you an idea of how fast these things are moving. This is, again, along the leading edge. There's just a ton of immediate wind shear along these lines when they develop like this. Gadsden towards 657, so closer to 20 minutes from now. But what's happening, again, you can kind of tell here, this is the leading edge of that line of storms, right? And then within that, you have rapid wind shifts over a span of a mile or so, where maybe your wind around Alamo is straight out of the south, and then your wind shift is straight west. You get these kinks in the line where a little area of circulation can develop, and that's where a tornado is certainly possible right now. That is what triggered the tornado warning. So we'll zoom in a little bit more, try and give you a better idea of where this is. This is Maury City, right along State Highway 88, over towards Brim's Corner, where 88 kind of meets up with 412, and then over towards Alamo. It's going to kind of follow this straight easterly track. So if you're in Maury City, absolutely be in your safe spot now. If you want to keep hearing our coverage, you can know when you're in the clear. You can turn up the volume on your TV. You can also just pick up your phone too. Go to WREG.com. The stream's up live on that. It's live on our Facebook page as well. This is all right there for you. But it is right on top of Maury City right now. I'm going to look at a different product for a second. This will give us an idea if there's any sort of debris being lofted into the atmosphere in an organized fashion. It's a little early in the life of this storm for that to be the case. Not see anything on that would be concerning. Let's look at our shear product real quick. And nothing there popping up just yet, but certainly the velocity data would indicate that there's a circulation there that we need to track for you folks in Crockett County. May very well go just to the north of you if you're in Alamo. It's on kind of a straight easterly track. Here's Alamo, right? So on this type of track, it would stay just north of you and just north of Church Street and north of Highway 88. It's, again, going through Maury City right now. May clip Brim's Corner. You have Highway 412 here. Again, you get into spots that aren't incredibly populated, but obviously a lot of you still live out in these areas. So we want to make sure we're covering this for you. Over towards Quincy, this is one to keep an eye on. Again, the tornado warning itself, we'll go back to the reflectivity for a second. I mean, it's all of central Crockett County. Sorry about jumping around like that. Right in here is tornado warning. So Friendship down to Alamo. That circulation that we're watching near Maury City is right in between the two. Should be crossing Highway 412 shortly. And again, it's moving very, very quickly. So within 10 minutes, it's going to cross the county and it will get over into Gibson County, which is again out of our viewing area as well. So we're going to watch that as it does. But you folks in Gibson County, if you happen to be watching our streams, or maybe you get us on Antenna TV, if you're in Trenton over towards Humboldt, you're also in that tornado warning, which goes until 7:30, so another 45 minutes or so. You can hear the rain on top of the WREG studios here. Is just a wall of water has now pushed into downtown Memphis. We'll keep a close eye on that tornado warning for you folks in Crockett County. Just kind of want to zoom out here and analyze the rest of this. Jake, give us kind of an overall standpoint as far as where we are right now with this whole line coming through. I'm going to wait for the next scan of that Crockett County storm to come in.
Okay, so we're going to kind of take a wide view here and just show you all at home what's going on across the entire Mid-South, because we know it's not just one single area we're pinpointing. We're watching it all, and that line of storms we've been talking about all day long is moving into the metro as we speak. If you're in Memphis, you know that now. It's just about to move into Arlington and Lakeland, also getting closer to now Germantown and Collierville. But if you're in downtown in the heart of Memphis, it is right over you. And I do expect that in parts of the city, we're going to have some really strong winds, 60 miles per hour, perhaps, up and down this line. Even if you're not going to, even if you don't get, a tornado warning or perhaps see any hail or anything significant like that, the rain is going to be a concern for everybody, because we've already had in many spots today 5 to 6 to 7 inches of rainfall. And so this is going to put down a quick 1 to 2 inches of rain. So in the heart of the metro, certainly could deal with ponding on the roadways, maybe some street flooding, and it's a Saturday night, right? So a lot of people are going to be heading out. So something to keep in the back of your mind too. If you must get out this evening, which we don't really advise you to do so, you want to be careful because it's getting dark and you're not going to be able to see flooded roadways, which are a possibility tonight. So up and down through the Memphis area into northern DeSoto, northwestern Marshall County, also eastern Fayette County and southern Tipton. That's where we have this current severe thunderstorm warning. Also one that goes from Covington back towards Jackson, Tennessee. And as Tyler was just mentioning a few minutes ago, in northern Crockett County, that's where we've had that area of spin, where we have a current active tornado warning that's near the city of Alamo. So that's the part of the line where we've actually seen majority of the circulations kind of riding right along where the boundary is, the warm front, which to the north of that, it's actually pretty cool up in the boot heel, but south of it, warm enough, and you're right along the sweet spot where you're in the warm sector, and you're also getting some of that instability and that lift from that front. We're seeing some areas of circulation right now. So if you're in the heart of the Memphis metro, again, we're all under a severe thunderstorm warning, potential for very strong winds. I even saw a report not too long ago, about an hour ago, of golf ball size hail in Tipton County. So that has not been a widespread issue tonight, but it's certainly a possibility, and that's going to cause some damage for sure. Behind the main line, after you get the worst, you're still going to get some rain, but the severe weather threat will end. And it's going to get cold, so it's very stable behind this line, and it's going to get very, very chilly into tomorrow. Zooming back into that tornado warning, again, we showed you this earlier. Really looks, see that how this is kind of bending backwards here. See how this kind of almost looks like a backwards C. Well, I grabbed the wrong tool, but anyway, you see how this is kind of making a backwards C shape. That shows me there's probably some very strong winds in this line right here as well. So this is going to be heading towards the Brazil area, Trenton, down towards Humboldt, Milan as well. This is going to be a line of not only heavy rain, there's a potential for a tornado in there, but Tyler, I think also some very strong winds. Again, when you see that signature on radar, typically means you're going to see winds 60, 70 miles per hour pretty easily. Yeah.
Jake, it looks like they're in the process of canceling
that warning.
Go ahead and read up on that for a second, see what you glean from that.
Yeah, it definitely has a damaging wind signature more than a tornado.
You mentioned hail, golf ball size hail report in Tipton County. Let's head over to Shay. Shay, I believe you got some video of hail falling in Tipton County earlier.
Yeah, take a look at this. Jake just talked about it. This is out of Drummond's in Tipton County. A viewer sent it to us. We thank you for that. That was Jeremy Velez Carter out of Drummond's, and he really described, he said when it was coming down, it was very loud when it was actually hitting his home, and we know that hail can do some serious damage, so something to be cognizant there. And again, we thank viewers for sending us pictures. If you can safely take any videos or pictures, we'd love to see them. You can do it right here. You see that link right there on the screen, WREG.com/submit. But yeah, so that's about an inch size hail out of Drummond's,
yeah,
Tyler.
That's impressive for sure. I mentioned several times that as this line crosses your location or the leading edge of it, your severe threat will end. Well, that has just taken place. National Weather Service now dropping the tornado watch for all areas west of the river. I understand that you still got these counties. These are under a different weather office out of Little Rock, so not under NWS Memphis's authority, but dropping the counties now for all of our eastern Arkansas counties. That's great news. Your severe weather threat has ended in those spots as this line has now moved across the river. So now we're focusing on our western Tennessee counties and all of North Mississippi for the next couple hours. So you won't hear us talk a whole lot about you folks in eastern Arkansas. I know it's raining heavily, but this is garden variety rain. There's going to be some issues with flash flooding if the rain continues much longer, especially if you get into some of these heavy pockets, and especially in spots like Blytheville and even up towards Dyersburg, where we had so much rain earlier in the day today. You may have somebody end up with 9-10 inches of rain when all is said and done. So the flash flood threat still very real in those locations that had a bunch of rain earlier today. But as far as the severe threat goes, it's now all east of the Mississippi River. You see the severe thunderstorm warning out in all of Shelby County. It includes areas all the way far east over into Oakland and Fayette County and even northwestern Marshall County. It goes until 7:15. You'll likely see just additional severe thunderstorm warnings get popped up along this line as it moves further east, and the occasional tornado warning certainly not out of the question either, but that does include Collierville, Germantown, Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, obviously Memphis, Lakeland, Arlington, Cordova. And if you're anywhere in Shelby County and over into western Fayette County, you're into this severe thunderstorm warning right now. One more look at what's going on in Crockett County with that tornado warning. Again, they're in the process of canceling that, but even outside of canceling it, it looks like the area of concern has pushed over into Gibson County, or will soon be moving into Gibson County. Had a report out of Medina. South Gibson High School had a basketball game going on. They decided, because of the tornado warning that got issued, clear the gym out, get everybody into a safe place. Good move there on part of the emergency manager, Justin Little, up there. Good work keeping everybody safe over there in Gibson County. But just a reminder, again, Gibson County officially out of our viewing area. So as this moves into Gibson County, we'll begin to focus more on areas down the line. You folks in Crockett County, though, that circulation's still close by. If you're north of Alamo, it's right on top of you. It just got a new update there. It's not north of Quincy, and quite frankly, there's not much of a circulation left. There's very strong winds. I mean, let me sample some of these winds. I would guess 60, 70, 83. Okay, so there's obviously damaging wind gusts within this line that will likely get replaced with a new severe thunderstorm warning to account for those very gusty winds that are rolling through Quincy up towards Gibson Wells, and further into central Gibson County. But as I said, that is now pushing out of our viewing area, Humboldt up to Trenton over towards Milan. That storm will be affecting you if you happen to be watching on our stream, or maybe you're getting us on an antenna signal right now. There's no other areas of circulation at the moment that look to be close to producing a tornado, so that's great news. This could very well be evolving into just a straight line damaging wind threat, which is still significant, but we can certainly be better off if we avoid any tornadic issues, which, again, as of right now, we don't have any significant areas that we're concerned about in that regard. Just the two ongoing severe thunderstorm warnings, again, for all of Shelby, western Fayette, into portions of Haywood County. There's a second severe thunderstorm warning that does include Brownsville. Again, it's just the entire line moving east. I mean, we'll just zoom out here. All of this has the potential to produce damaging winds. Even if you're not in a severe thunderstorm warning right now, if you're down in Tate County or southern DeSoto County, just because you're not in a severe thunderstorm warning, this could very well flare up a bit more. It still has 50-mile-an-hour winds. Just remember, the threshold for a severe thunderstorm warning is 60-mile-per-hour winds or 1-inch hail. So if we don't have that, severe thunderstorm warning doesn't get issued, but your winds may still be 50 and can cause some issues. So you're still going to get very gusty winds outside of any thunderstorm warnings that get issued this evening. Jake, where are we at right now? Just trying to analyze where are we at right now with the southern end of this line, because it looks like the southern end is actually somewhat weak at the moment. It's more so the strongest part of the line is moving through Shelby County.
Yeah, I think that's true. I'm going to turn on the other radars just to see if we can maybe get a better angle. I know I'm going to have on a million different radars, but
it could just be some rain fade going on right now in Billington, yeah.
And so I turn on the Little Rock radar so that way it's a little closer to all the areas that we're seeing along the Mississippi River down into the Mississippi Delta. So still pretty heavy rain through here. As far as damaging winds and tornadic activity, still looks like that's more so confined to, which is very interesting, kind of north of I-40s, where we've seen most of the tornado warnings tonight. So, goes to show you that sometimes Mother Nature is going to do what it wants to do. And what we're seeing south of Memphis, again, you're just seeing basically all the same color. So that tells us the winds are blowing in one direction. So it's not really so much a tornadic threat right now, but certainly still strong winds. And I think this will intensify a little bit more as it moves further east here tonight. I mean, it was very warm in this area today. Temperatures near 80 degrees, so we still have all that heat in the day that these storms are just going to eat up as they move eastward. But still, right now, no active warnings. The most active part of this line is from Memphis and northward. And again, we've seen most of the tornado warnings kind of north of I-40. So if you're watching in Holly Springs, Oxford, Corinth, Bolivar, Jackson, so far it's been pretty quiet night so far. But again, this is heading your way. This isn't going to be a perfect line here, but just gives you a general idea for timing. Again, I know these storms are all moving. They're all going to be moving at fairly different speeds, but just generally speaking here, it's in Memphis now. Jackson, you're going to get that rain and storm activity soon, likely in the next 30 minutes. Oxford, expect the wet weather there, at least somewhat around 8 o'clock, 8:37 for Corinth, and then closer to Tupelo by 9:10. Again, don't take this as an exact time frame, but tells you further east, you're still going to be fairly dry, at least for the next 2 hours. So if you need to head out to dinner and you're in the Corinth area or Oxford, you at least have the next hour to get out and do what you need to do. But then afterwards, that's when you probably want to be inside and just kind of stay home for the rest of the night and enjoy the inside of your home, the comfort of your home, and let these storms pass on by for the next several hours here. Analyzing the storm going through Memphis now, still not seeing any signs of rotation, which is good. You know, at times we've seen these little kinks in the line, which are the ones that have the tendency to try to rotate. But so far tonight, at least we haven't seen anything as far as confirmed tornadoes and major damage, which is good news. So we'll keep watching it through the night. But still very strong winds going through Shelby County. We'll look at the airport and see what the airport picks up as the line moves through there. But right now it's mostly heavy rain, gusty winds, and same case down in DeSoto County. So if you're watching in South Haven, you're likely hearing the rain pick up outside now. Hernando as well, it's just off to your west. By Halia, Olive Branch, you're dry now, but this line is marching its way east, and you can see the lightning on this side of the screen here. That's our river camera here, News Channel 3. We were showing you that earlier, and the rain's still pretty hard, coming down pretty hard here, and the wind's still a little gusty. You can hear claps of thunder at times. So, so far, that's how we're looking, Tyler. I see you got a 3D scan of the storm there.
Yeah.
It's interesting, like I was saying a few minutes ago, how we were thinking the severe threat was probably going to be more of an I-40 thing and then maybe a little further south. And it's kind of been the opposite today, which has been kind of interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Probably the warm front positioning.
We'll see how much it continues to ramp up in North Mississippi. I think the environment's still the same the further south you go, but that how far north it has extended because of how far north the warm front lifted in the afternoon. Wasn't quite to Dyersburg. You stayed in the 50s, but areas up through Tipton, even southern Lauderdale County warmed up significantly. And it was all about how far north that warm, moist air got. But much of the viewing area, 3/4 of the viewing area, got into this environment that is supportive of severe weather through the evening hours here as this line continues to race east. What I have up now is kind of a 3D scan. So you can kind of see the stadium effect, actually, the radar beam coming out of Millington. Because that beam goes up with time, you kind of get that Coliseum effect right down the stairs onto the field, if you think about it that way. But just to show you how high into the atmosphere some of these storms are reaching, it's not overly impressive compared to like summer thunderstorms when we're getting storm tops 50, 60,000 feet. But it's up there, 30 to 40,000 feet. It's significant. And once in a while, what often triggers these severe thunderstorm warnings is you get towers going up, little impulses that are very supportive of not only strong wind gusts rushing down to the ground, but also hail development. Those are the reason why we often get severe thunderstorm warnings in these lines to develop. We'll kind of go back out to our regular radar view here. I know the camera's all kind of wonky around, but we're right over Shelby County, and that severe thunderstorm warning continues. That one, I believe, was of 7:30 or 7:15. Let's see. Yeah, Shelby County goes until 7:15, so another 15 minutes or so from now. Probably not going to see them just drop the warning and nothing gets else issued. I think we'll continue to see maybe a new warning come out that extends further into Fayette County, maybe across Highway 72, across northern Marshall County into Benton County. We'll see what they decide to do. But again, that storm is not going to weaken at all, really, as it moves through Shelby County. So very likely to get additional downstream severe thunderstorm warnings. But the current one out that does include Germantown, Collierville, Byhalia, Oakland, Lakeland,